Imagine what your life would be like if you just said yes. Watch all those doors open. Hi, I'm Meg Hogan. I'm from Portfolio Mastery, and we're here today with my new course called Design Your Wealth Foundations. Today's big promise is to get yourself back up and financially modest again, or jumping in with 2 feet and accelerating past all the wealthy people you know. Well, it's going to be totally your choice. But wanting more out of life and succeeding in change is definitely my promise to you. We're going to take you from being a little bit change resistant to hopefully being change aspiring, having lack of opportunities to now seeing a wealth of opportunities in front of you, being overworked and definitely wanting to be overpaid. Today we're going to cover why is it important to have the right mindset and clear goals? Why is it important to have a money plan? Where do I find those extra dollars? And leverage. Why do you need a team to grow? Now I've got a little picture on the side here. It says breathe it all in. Love it all out. Now this is to do with my successes through my life. Who am I? Well, when I first moved out of home at the age of 16, I held down 3 part-time jobs. I had share accommodation. These were with some police people. And I created and ran my first sandwich business at a local golf club. This was sort of a big deal for me because it added like extra money in my pocket that I didn't have. I had built my first home at the age of 22. I had studied personal development earlier in my 20s, and geez, I loved it. I owned 3 investment houses at once. Now that was a pretty big deal for me as well. I completed a land subdivision. Now that land subdivision was necessary to actually go on and buy the $1.4 million caravan park, where we ended up owning and operating that business. My partner now and I have a startup business. That's now in tree lopping and yard maintenance, and that's growing every year. I've spent at least 3 years in complete study mode and attended seminars and live events. I just can't get enough of them. I don't know what you're like, but wow, I love them. I have developed a program on money, mindset, and financial education. Seeing people that just, how do I say, want to get somewhere but just don't really know how. And well, through all my education, I've put it all together in this one package. Now, I'm also in the process of writing a book as well. These were my successes. I too have had my fair shares of ups and downs. We've had to really be focused to get the deals that we wanted, and most times they were not served on a silver platter to us. I've sold property without understanding the doubling rule, and I've watched its value expand, and whilst we didn't own it anymore. I've missed opportunities to manufacture more growth on my properties. I could just pull my hair out. And I have held properties in my own name, not receiving the best tax benefit that I could have. I've spent money from the asset column, decreasing my equity. Instead, I could have been using the cash flow or leveraged my equity to fund these projects. If only I knew what I know now. My sandwich business was not sexy, but delivered an extra $120 profit to my weekly wage at the tender age of 16 years old. I knew in my mind that the golf club that I worked and played at was poorly catered to the many players that did support it. I sat down and did some figures and found out that by providing a tray of 20 sandwiches or more on the competition days, I could turn a profit and add to my take-home weekly wage. I didn't have a car, I was too young for my license, and I had to walk to the shops and then walk home again all loaded up. I did not like waking early, but I knew I needed a good hour and a half to prepare all the cooking and of the fillings, creating the sandwiches and wrapping them and packing them, and then tidy the kitchen before my flatmates would wake up and say something. I had a few casual jobs that I also supported me, and I relied on walking and public transport everywhere, mainly the buses to get me to and from, but I still managed to have leftover money at the end of my week, of which I could say that was definitely a successful, significant event number 1. Our first mortgage was denied 3 times, and then one day a lady called Gillian said yes. Now, funny thing about that, my first daughter, it was such a significant event that we called her Gillian. I used to think about how do people get out of the renting cycle when it's just so hard to get a loan. We already had some equity on a block of land but wanted to build a house that we could save some costs on because we had some tradies in our family. We had two very young children at the time. We were workers. We didn't take much time off with having the kids, and both jobs were considered casual employment. Each time we prepared documentation, got our finances in some sort of order so we could recite and prove at the loans officer interview, we ended up walking out empty-handed. But we took on board another piece of criteria that they wanted us to bend and stretch to meet. We were stubborn. We were not ready to be defeated. This was the fourth time we'd set out with this plan. We had taken on whatever extra work we could. We got letters to support our earning capacity. We reduced all the expenses to a minimalist budget. We had our house designs. We had some local property information on the demographics and the buy and sell figures of our area. We were on a mission. Then, without realising, it was a bit of a hesitant one, but she ended up saying yes. We were ecstatic. Our significant event number 3 was, and this was a very impactful one. I sat on a swing one day, totally in awe of what just happened, knowing that we'd moved past a ceiling that I'd set for my earning capacity. We wanted to own a caravan park, setting ourselves up for an early semi-retirement, but advised by the banks and the sales broker, we didn't have enough equity to support $1 million loan. The park we were looking at was probably about a 1.5 million. This was our future, our dream for the last 2 years. So instead of leaving at the end of the meeting, we just sat there. We began to ask questions about what they needed, how much in each category, what would have to be secured, etc. We walked out on a mission to find that vehicle that could deliver what we needed in the shortest possible time. We'd end up finding a big block. It was 3 streets back from the water, and it could be subdivided into 4 lots. And the property market surrounding this area was just starting to get whispers of the price rises, increased sales, and lots of talk by financial advisors. We knew the ripple soon would approach this area too. The banks helped us out with a loan to purchase and support the development costs, and we partnered with a team to make it happen in the shortest possible time. So within 7 months, we walked back into that broker's office with smiles all around. Out came the property list, now showcasing the $1 to $2 million caravan parks. Yes. I knew I was good with money and financial decisions, but became aware that I had something to offer others that struggled in this area. Always loving to brush up on my personal development skills. But at this time, after my divorce, I decided I wanted to learn all I could to get my financial status back in the areas of property, investing, and managing money. I was on fire learning everything that I could get my hands on, just empowered, and only then becoming aware that my life was going to take on a new path. I had a clear focus of what I wanted to know and who I could help. A vision of how my life would change and what I could see was to be my future. My energy rose. You know, when you tap into something of a great idea and your mind gets so excited that the opportunities start presenting themselves everywhere, you are on the right path. The path that resonates with your core values and beliefs, and your whole aura lights up. So I said yes and jumped. Then things really started to change for me. So if you see that you've got a big problem of why you don't move, maybe it's you're feeling stuck, you're not seeing the income opportunities that can be sometimes right in front of you. Maybe you're just frustrated and want more, but scared to move in case, you end up losing out and you get nothing, no more. Look, it's all about fear and your mindset, all the boundaries that you've put in place there. All you need to learn is the hows to get out of it. The 5 common mistakes I see people make. Not knowing how to budget and keep track is mistake number 1. Now we've got to have some measures. We've got to have a starting point, and we've got to see where money is leaking, where money could be used differently to enhance investing, and we need to just know where our boundaries are. So we've got to have a budget. Mistake number 2 is allowing fears to stop you and to not be clear on your goals. We must have goals. If you haven't got goals, you're not striving for anything and things are not changing. You need to be focused on a path, and the goals are the way to do it. Now your fears, we just need to keep those under control. We need to reason them. We need to talk about them. We need to go, hey, I need to adjust my warning system, and this is my new direction. Mistake number 3 is not utilising other people's time and other people's money. We just don't want to be using our own capital, our own equity. We want to be using other people's. It reduces the risk. It actually helps with leverage to sell more things of other people's time, and it actually is going to move us forward in the creation of wealth. Mistake number 4 is not planning the next deal when actioning the current deal. So if you're actually purchasing a deal, and say it's your 3rd investment home, and the banks have now got you in a situation where they're going to cross-securitise your property, they're going to lock it up with the other properties, so now you can't sell either property until the banks give you the go-ahead. What happens there? You now can't get enough equity out of any of the deals. You can't, if you need to sell it off quickly to create more deals for the next deal. It's really puts you in a halting situation. And sometimes it could be nearly 10 years before you can get out of this one. You always need to be looking at the next deal when you're purchasing the current deal. And the mistake number 5, not paying yourself first. We hear it so often, but no one is doing it. And why? If we're living and breathing, we are the product that's living and breathing. We need to be making money. It's for our future. So every single day, every minute, you should be paying yourself first before you pay everyone else. Not what's left over at the end of the week. Not, oh, maybe I'll just have to put some more money in to help my business grow. No, you pay yourself first. The system solution that I have brought to you is called Design Your Wealth Foundations. I'm Meg Hogan. I created this, and through my company Portfolio Mastery, Wealth Tips, Ideals and Opportunities, we present this to you. So who am I? I'm Meg Hogan. I'm a money coach and the creator of Design Your Wealth Foundations program. I help women that want to know how to pad out their weekly wages, build and grow their accounts, and to help them to free themselves to go after life without holding on to fears. My program educates the same information and financial sense that can be utilised for your own personal wealth or businesses. We aim to create a secure plan of attack that leaves you in control and allows for the growth and the lifestyle without stress. Your choice is to accelerate with the strategies and the options and the case studies put forth. That surely is going to open your world to even more possibilities. Now, my bit of a line here is how to go from being stuck to increasing your financial education that delivers not only to turn your life around, but to choose in what degree. Now, just remember, our aim here is to make you go from change resistant to change aspiring, from having a thought of lack of opportunities to now having a wealth of opportunities, from being definitely overworked to feeling overpaid. The way it works, I've got a 3-step home study program, and it's filled with mind-blowing financial education and action tips to keep you performing. We've got 4 strategy calls over 90 days and weekly emails to support your crucial lifestyle changes. Design Your Wealth Foundation, Step 1. You'll notice that I've got M.I.S as the 3 chapters of this course. M stands for multiple income streams or multiple income sources. This is my M.I.S system for wealth creation. Our first chapter is mindset. And the mindset we're going to delve into is 90% of your way to cracking your wealth code. George Adair's got a little quote down the bottom there. It says, "Everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of fear." Almost every successful person begins with two beliefs. The future can be better than the present, and I've got the power to make it so. God, I just love this quote because it just sums up how powerful our minds really are. Negative self-talk, fears, and traumatic blocks can leave us frozen, unable to move past our fear barrier. To understand your mindset of why you need to change, the why if you don't change, and the who is affected by that decision, and the desire to be better than where you are now, finding that knowledge is how, and 90% of the way to creating your wealth. The rest is just plans, luck, processes, and strategies. Now in step 2, we've got income opportunities. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows, by Ralph Marston. I am touched by ambition. I know where I'm going. With constant learning, I am a servant to educate and a bull with focus. Working on a plan removes the stress. You know what you need to do and by when. The basic money plan I present is designed and to be mostly automated. You still have to live within your means, but the accounts are building and growing. Even the holiday account. The retirement is now not so scary to get, and you're making wiser financial decisions, starting to look at ways to double your income because you now know the fundamentals of how your money will grow. In step number 3, we look at strategies. Now, Zig Ziglar says, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. Now, I've got a bit of a cheat sheet here. It's called Finding Profitable Opportunities for the Frustrated Employee. The first step is obviously to be aware that there's frustration, aware that there's lack of opportunities there, aware that sort of you could be doing something to increase your income. So you need to ask yourself, what sort of time do I have? 20 hours a week, more than 20 hours a week? Could there be skills that I could utilize to make it profitable? Could there be skills that maybe I can control of others? So just have a look down those lists there. It's probably something that definitely you could be doing. So meet Jane. I've got a little bit of a case study here. Now, Jane's a bit of a bank teller and she works full time. She's a great cook and she really understands how seasonings and spices all work together. Jane does cooking classes in her spare time at her own home. She starts using the one-to-one rule, which basically just has a small group of about 6 clients come in. They all pay about $25, and that gives her about $150 extra turnover per week. She soon realises that she could increase her class size by changing venues, say one to many. So she's got a friend down the road. They've got a rumpus room with, I suppose, a granny flat. It's got a kitchen in there as well. So she now gets about 20 clients coming in. They're all paying $25 per day to come in just once per week. And that's now giving her $500 extra for the week. She thought about, what if I had 4 events going at the same time in 4 different areas by other cooks that I paid? Gee, that would turn over about $2,000 per week, she thought. Again, bigger. What if I use the 0 to many rule? What if I could automate this process where clients were now going to pay a membership for a nightly video, so they didn't have to leave their own home. They could just flicker on at night, and when they're about to do their cooking, she could just have this quick half an hour thing that showed everyone what meal to make. And the only thing would be that she'd send out her shopping list to them. So 240 clients at still $25. Now she's doing probably, 5 nights a week on this one there. She's not really doing any extra time except for the recording. That was all that she did. And she could do it all in one day. So at $25 for 240 people, she's now just made $6,000 for that week in turnover. Jane now wants to write a recipe book and create how to do cooking programs for beginners. What a great idea. Utilizing leverage. You would have all heard this term, leverage. It's, like the lever that moves the rock. You couldn't move it, you couldn't lift it. By sticking in this lever, all of a sudden you could move it. So that's just one term of leverage. The second one is to actually do, like we've just opened you up on, is to sell one of one, one to many, or zero to many, and utilizing whether you use multiple income sources or multiple income streams. Let's go through this. You could sell one-on-one like private coaching, but to leverage, you could do the same amount of time and input to sell one to many, like the seminar, live event, group booking, sales team, or you could automate the process and sell zero to many, like automated webinars, and it has its own sale funnel. The power of leverage is to increase the sale mechanisms during the same period of time. Multiple income streams and multiple income sources. With just one product, you can still become rich if you've got enough income sources. That's enough different people around to purchase your products. There is no cap on how many multiple income sources you can tap in and grow your business wealth. Once those people have purchased the one product, you try to upsell some more products to the same client that originally bought from you. Increase frequency by having multiple income streams. So just to give an example of that, I own the caravan park. So if the person came in there and wanted a cabin for the night, that cabin was $120, but I was going to stop there. They may have wanted some Wi-Fi, do a load of washing, may have organised a meal to be given to them, may have bought some kiosk goods just for the room. So now that purchase, it was not only just $120, it's $205 from that one person. I have just utilised the concept of multiple income streams. By breaking down the wanted yearly turnover figure into many programs or items in each income stream, you would need to sell in every week. Then you can identify how many people are required to be in front of your deal, and that you'll know the portion without any doubt is definitely going to convert to sales. Okay, what did you enjoy today? What will make the biggest impact in your life? Geez, I hope you took something home from this today. Would you like to hear how it would work from you? Of course we would, Megan. Please tell us. Look, how we work together. Basically, I put some ads out there, usually by Facebook, maybe some online emails, texting, and people will eyeball that deal. Okay, we're going to set you up. They're going to opt in, and we're going to ask for a 10-minute consultation. It's called a discovery call. And on that discovery call, we're just going to find out whether this is sort of what you need to get ahead. Okay, from there, we're going to give you your enrollment. We're going to deliver the program for you, and then we're going to work on your strategy sessions. We get 4, and we're going to go and make sure that you're adhering, you're accountable, and you're actually got some momentum forward on a plan. How we work together. With the 3 chapters, mindset, income opportunities, and strategies. In the mindset one, we have this step creates the sole reason why we need to change and explore that there is more to life than what we're living now. It sets out to disqualify your old limiting beliefs and allows creativity back into your life with a desire to see it through. Changing is the right mindset, and it's at least 90% of the battle. Income opportunities. This step creates your money plan. It allows for growth, debt repayment, play, contributions, risk spending, and of course we look after holidays. You learn to control money and decide how other opportunities can interact within your world. Changing your perspective and allowing other strategies to broaden your beliefs of what now can be possible. Strategies. Now this is where the fun begins. If you like acceleration, this is the bit. Okay, so we're going to do it in a focused and a planned way. You hold control. You are now armed with the opportunities that can earn well in excess of an hourly wage. And it has the power to just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no ceiling on your creativity, and you'll be on your way to utilising money from the right asset column. We'll be covering short and long-term strategies, no matter what your situation is, to ensure the growth of your true wealth is never halted. Our 3-step guide to improving your finances and lifestyle opportunities is done through our course, Design Your Wealth Foundations. In Chapter 1, we've got Mindset. Rid your fears and blocks, your future vision and why you want to change, manifesting as a part of you, clarity, where you are going. Income opportunities, we look at My Financial Snapshot, setting up accounts, managing money, understanding how money has grown with case studies, good versus bad debt, cash making ventures that you can do on the side, do not create the wheel, match a mirror, time per hour versus packaged value. And in our 3rd chapter, strategies, your team includes hired help. Keep focused on your growth, multiple income streams and multiple income sources, holiday ventures in the plan, investing options, asset protection and tax minimalisation, how to afford the toys and not affect your growth, and lastly, leaving a legacy. So what's your next steps? Okay, so you're going to opt in. And at this point here, you're not obliged to actually purchase anything. All we're going to be doing is having a 10-minute discovery call. Now, this is going to be getting you to ask a few questions about the situations that you're in and to see if my program can help. You're going to make that start on your financial education, and you're also going to book your very valuable 4-time strategy sessions. And we're going to actually be able to get committed to finding clarity of where you're going, and you're going to be held accountable. If I've made a bit of an impact once you've succeeded this course, I would then ask if you could grant me a testimonial. So with my course, Design Your Wealth Foundations, normally we retail this one for $3,697 in Australian. With that, you get 4 times one-on-one video strategy calls with me, and you get a weekly email to keep in touch and keep your momentum happening. But today, because you're on this webinar, we're going to include the bonuses. And the bonuses are a free monthly financial tracker and a free ebook to The Richest Man in Babylon in Review. And we're also going to do the next best thing. We're going to give you a payment plan and slash $1,000 off the price. So if you pay it in full today, you'll be looking at one payment of $2,697 in Australian. But if you find that you just need to work it better off in your budget, we'll be looking at $465 monthly. 6 payments. So what are you waiting for? Book your 10-minute call. A 10-minute discovery call is available via the link below. So just remember where you are right now. You have a choice if you want to change. So you've got a few problems there, some few barriers that are probably halting you from where you want to be. You could be feeling stuck. You could be seeing that the income opportunities are not there. You could be frustrated and you want more out of life. You could be really scared that, you make a move and you could just lose it all. You need to get over your fear. You need to have a better mindset, goals, and you need to learn how. So I'm going to definitely take you from change resistant to change aspiring. You're going to love to want to change. Lack of opportunities to now seeing a wealth of opportunities. From being overworked to feeling overpaid. Now this is a proven strategy and it's working now. So the only question I ask is, how much do you want it? Are you ready to take the step to succeed and not just talk about it? Look, it's simple. No obligation to purchase at this point, just book your 10-minute call. The 10-minute discovery call where we can talk about what's going on in your world, what's stopping you, and whether this program is right for you. Just click the link down below and let's work on your plan to get more financially happy. So we come back to the start here, and it's quite an interesting quote there. Imagine what your life would be like if you just said yes. Watch all those doors open. I'm actually a firm believer in change. I believe every time I make a change, just so many opportunities start presenting itself to me. This is your call. I've got the course here. I've got the 10-minute discovery call on offer. All you have to do is just make a call and let's have a chat. Thanks very much for sitting in. Bye now.